Okay guys, let me stick that there. Okay guys, let me stick that there. Whew. I'm still kind of processing, but I wanted to document as much of the detail because there was so much come through from the breath work. So I've just experiencing or coming back out of my second ever somatic breathwork ceremony, both of which were with Victor Otto. So thank you, deep love and gratitude to Victor, to everyone that took part and everyone that's part of the Conscious Business Accelerator group that I'm taking part in. With my hair, so it's moving around so much, sorry. So I'm definitely back in me. I'm definitely back. Okay, right. So this is personal, so I don't know whether I'll share this in the main group. I'll probably do a summarised version of this, but for my members who I totally share everything, my intention was to ask for confirmation that I'm on the right track. I always, that was similar to what I'd asked before, and my last one, the message was my purpose. That was what we were asking about last time, was to be a divine embodiment here on earth. I've got a similar confirmation, but in a more detailed way and a slightly different way and a slightly different answer. I also said about releasing, letting go of, and what I need to let go of. Well, fear was one of the things he asked us, and he was getting us to release. Fear of not making it, of not accomplishing my mission. And it really felt like this is a mission that you are here to do. There was instant recognition, confirmation of that. That I'm too old to do what I came here to do. That was the other fears that come up. That I've not been quick enough, that I've not followed the right path. All of those fears come to the surface. And then fear or guilt that I haven't done enough, guilt that of just various things in my life, anything coming through. I can still feel emotions sort of on the surface, but I feel like I'm releasing. That this is what I came here as a very distinct mission as a soul, with other people to collectively bring back others. So it was like a rescue mission, if you like, for certain things that people had come into this incarnation to do and hadn't been able to do, and I volunteered, if you like, to help. And what I was seeing was really beautiful. I can't draw it. I don't know if you can see these little pattern, this little bit here. I was seeing, it looked like something out of a science fiction movie, of this kind of, like it was big here and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and these layers of light, although I've just done little lines, they were intricate patterns of sacred geometry that got smaller and smaller and smaller, like almost like a macro thing that and part of me was thinking, what the hell is that? It's like a stingray gun thing, almost like a gun, that went down in layers, and it it was a light ray. So I was like, but I'm part of what I think I was being shown is I'm part of that light ray, that those sacred patterns are part of my soul family, that was obviously information that, because I was seeing it coming out of my mouth, as I speak, as I embody love language, light rays. And later on, one of the things that I've been said to say about the blue ray. So first off, in one part, we tackled the fear and my very egoic and sort of real 3D stuff that was there in the surface in me. And then there was a point of like being shown the fear of what I am here to do, because it feels heavy, to like a heavy weight. Later on, I was shown a visual of that being lifted. Not that, oh, well, you don't have to do it, but it's almost like I've tied myself up and I chained myself down with stuff, and there was this sort of like a serpent-like creature, and I had this fear of snakes. I was shown this boy who was like emasculated, he's like nothing left of him, and being sucked by this thing, entity sort of attacking and taking away, and that fear. So that was all kind of encompassed with the fear of whether that was my soul in a past life, me doing that to someone, or others, the person I was here to rescue, having been left that way, or why we come back. So seeing it as sort of a darkness there, and then I went there. I was like, okay, let's go there. Let it out. Let it go. Let it be freed. To not fear that snake, and fear itself is kind of what it was. It was as if I was in the way I see my dreams, and the way I interpret my dreams is what I was kind of getting. And yeah, and more images and stuff, and I think there was even more. I can't remember in total, but yeah, I went there, and then where it was more of an asking. So why are you here? What is it? And it that thing is like the patterns that I was seeing. It's to rewrite DNA, and I was seeing it. It's not me alone. It's not my own mission. I am part of a collective that has that mission, and not just the collective. There are different people that have different tasks, but we are all here to do a very specific thing. And in doing this, it rewrites DNA. It kept. I was like, really? Then I was going to myself, let it go, let it go. Like, is this ego? Is this? I was quite like question, because I wanted confirmation. Here with the collective, with this group, to change the narrative is what they said. You're here to change the narrative, the status quo of humanity. That's a big task. So I was a bit like, whoa, hang on a minute. I'm idiot. That's got to be ego. I was going to myself, they're like, no, let go of your fear of it. And to demonstrate to others who we all can be. And again, this is what compounds what I'd heard when I asked about purpose before, like God on earth, goddess on earth, to be a divine representation and a representative for, is the way it was interpreted before. It is in a way, because you are a spokesperson in a way, because it's not me. It comes from with not, I go like that, but it's more like that. It's the heart language expressed and made manifest, meaning party with the hands, made into physical, made sculpted, rewritten within the body, within the physical. And calling in, I was calling in help with this, help, but hang on, calling in, he says, before we got that, to what are we meant to be? And he asks again, to be a God on earth and show others to do the same, to be a goddess on earth and show others to be the same, to be a visual representation of what the divine is. And we are that anyway, in my mind, in my, like, Teresa Jande thought. So you are here for humanity as a gift. Again, I felt a bit of pressure for this, so I wanted them to, and we are here to help you with this. And this is when I was seeing a winged, like, it's absolutely beautiful. It looked a bit like a butterfly of light, and I recognised this butterfly of light in association with a friend who I'd lost. You might want to call them angels or star beings, but this was a light collective. Individually, I felt as though each of these winged like light essence of energy, is what I saw them as, was also represented thousands of souls. But each of them, one in particular was the collective that my friend, and it's like a smaller one, I could see her same size to me, helping me, and then seeing what I thought or took to interpret as me, either me or the person that we're here to help tight, and they had, and I think it was like symbolic, but they were chained by, and what I was seeing, chained by the current DNA, chained by the current um, mindset, if you like, but chained, stuck, and these heavy, they look like metal chains, were being just lifted off by this little thing, and like little fairy like thing, and saying to me, and the recognition, this was when I was crying, because obviously I lost her nearly a year ago, and wanted confirmation in a way of, not in this ceremony, but it came. I'd been asking for confirmation of her because she had transitioned, that she was all right and okay. She was more than okay, and she was helping me from the other side. Oh, sorry, so beautiful to see her confirmation coming through with my emotions. You are here as a gift for humanity, was what she'd said. And we are here to help you with this. That literally my whole purpose is here as an incarnation to represent the possibilities. So that was, sorry, swallow our tears and our serotonin. So that felt very beautiful, and was very reminiscent of what I heard the last time. However, I was seeing, here we go, this is what I tried to draw it roughly, this sort of shape of the being, and then like a circle of them, but each of them billions of souls. It was like that light. Remind me of what Matthias talks about when he talks about the energy of Metatron and the archangels, and seeing it in sort of the geometry of it in movement. So it looked like a butterfly wings because it was moving and shifting, in my mind's eye. But the other thing, then I saw that thing that they had, that light thing with structures. I saw it being used not just on others and me helping with it, but being used on me. So it literally went to the gland right in the center of the forehead, and like a laser. It was like a, literally the words that I'm hearing in my own mind when I look at it is, a love language is like a light laser of telepathy straight to the pituitary gland, straight to that ridge. And it's almost like they're building within layers of DNA, or I was seeing within layers of consciousness, fortifying this bridge of the hippocampus of our right and left brain of the human, or the human as we see it in the 3D world now, to where we're evolving to. And as I bridge the understanding, there's or I bridge my own understanding, there's this bridge, and I keep talking about this. So the little bits of light in the crystals in our brain work with the light of the sunlight, and they are kind of turning on, like the crystal matrix of a computer is the bit. And I'm not a technician, I'm not a neuroscientist, but this is from what I can gather in my own layman's term of what I'm being shown. And that beautiful coloured thing that I was seeing, was working on that and working on that, and is still working on that. And as the chains are like a representation of what's being removed, it was almost like shedding of skins, on the snake and the Kundalini energy. It's sort of symbolic of that, but it was also seeing the serpent in a different way, because then I saw what had been the shadow, and this scary like shadow snake was like all muddy. It was like there was a dead skin of that on the floor, like go back into the ground, dissolving away like a snakeskin would. And this new reptilian part, so the new reptilian part of the brain is what I took it to be, um, was very different. It was dragon. It was fiery. It was rising, and it could fly. Um, and that's what, obviously, the chains being removed. I've put taking the chains of me, from me, was flying, so that I could see of my own, or this figure of me, or who it is we're freeing. There was wings unfolding like something out of a Disney movie, fairy behind, but it was energetical wings of flight, energetical releasing of sacred geometry and patterns that are part of what we think of as the Merkaba um, energy of our body in these layers, in the way I see it and interpret it. There was also this oak tree, and this, I was sort of trying to go into this, and then, like, my body was calling me back a little bit, but I saw an oak tree, and it was like different parts, like looking at a family tree, and it growing different branches and veins, as humanity has done so, the different kind of how it hit linked up, and that felt like part of what I'm doing in who I am and who I was birthed to be. But that, in the tree, or my own line and history, and then there was little stairways in the hollow of the oak tree that you could go down, and as you walked down the steps, it was like went underground into earth, but into, because I don't believe in the hollow earth or anything, but I do believe that energies hold the same space. Different energies are, like, in this room, in another realm it's a different room, so it's just sort of overlaying, because they're different frequencies, they can be in the same space, um, and that's different within time as well. Um, and yeah, as I did that, I went down, and then I was reminded of the dream that I'd had recently, when I dreamt again of Matthias De Stefano, around the time they were doing the work over in South America, and I've got past life memories of there that I was afraid to go to. So I spoke about this recently, and that came in again when he said following the light, which we are the light, or each of us is our baton, is the light, or the hollow, you call it, the sacred column of light. It's when you're in perfect alignment and harmony with your being. That is the torch. It represents the torch, or the meaning of the torch, what I call the lightsaber, sword of truth. All those names mean the same thing, by the way. So they're just different people's representation of what it is. And as I go down through the tunnels, through the shadow, through the darkness, it's like, well, now I can go there because I've already freed myself. I've already seen myself free. I can walk through the shadow of the past to do with South America and Maya, um, and then that kind of went off at a tangent. So the tree and staying down, it was about going in to the earthly realms, being in the earthly realms, and up also, yeah. And then that's my stop written notes. And then, so what I was calling in was support and confirmation, and it kept saying it's like recognition for this. It's not that I want recognition, or the ego wants recognition. It's just, I kind of felt like part of me, that I felt there's a dark side of me that wants to understand, well, I've been doing this path for a while. Am I on the right track? Is that and that's what I felt I got. Definitely. Confirmation, definitely. And calling in to help me on this task, because there was still quite a lot of, like, oh wow, because I was seeing myself on a stage with like a platform. It had a circular bit with all people sitting around like a stage, where you people all around, and then standing with others on this stage at the back, won't, like, taking a bow, kind of like we've achieved it, because part of the fear that had come up was that I wouldn't achieve my mission, if you like, or that I was too old to do it now, that I've wasted my time and not been able to do it. I've not done it quick enough and therefore won't be able to do it, that others will take over. And there was part of me that's okay, but there was a definite like, no, that's not okay. I know I need to do this and I know I can do this. And I feel I will. And that's what, when I called in support. They're like, we are here. And Victor asked us, what's your message as well? There was and like I said, you are here for humanity as a gift. You truly are a gift. Now, my mum often told me, my mum couldn't have children, and she asked for me, and she always said, you were my little blessing, my little gift, and a gift that was given on the proviso that I would, as a soul, come here through her to and help her family lineage, but also to help humanity do these things. My path to rewrite DNA. What the hell? I was like, I'm no scientist. I can't understand. I wouldn't be able to tell you the maths, the basic maths. It's like, surely that's got to be ego, is what I was questioning. They're like, we're here to help. We're here to help. And it was like I was being reminded of this, like, it's an antenna, to be the antenna, to continue to be the antenna, the vocal piece, the mouthpiece. And to me, that's just connecting with the fullness of who I am, because I see all of those soul light beings as a fullness of who I am, as the sounds come out. I still, ego me goes, oh, I feel stupid, what are people going to think of me? All of those things, they don't disappear, they're still there. I still like, oh God, my hair, how are people going to receive this? They're going to think I'm nuts and off the charts. But they were showing me an image of me on stage, again, probably umpteenth time, and I think it's just a visual representation of it, whether it is just helping lots of people, as many people as I can, and being sort of on stage, being in the light and having the courage to do that. And yoga was definitely part of like releasing that and connecting me to that. So I thought I would document as much as I could, especially some of the weirder stuff, because it really wasn't what I was expecting. I did release. I kind of felt like there was a release of fear. There needs to be a release of fear, is what I had kind of heard, of a failure, because there was a fear that I had already failed my mission, and I waited too long to do stuff. I'd let fear get in the way, and it's divine timing, and I know that if I don't do it, someone else will be there, and it's not necessarily me personally that has to do it. But they kept coming back with, you are a gift, you are a gift, you're a gift in frequency. So holding the frequency and holding the vibration, anyway, is what I feel the gift is. But the beautiful images that I was seeing are these like butterfly-like essence energy, all in a circle around me, and seeing as if that I too was one of those, and the wings on that council, as part of that council, felt beautiful. There was definitely a sense of part of the DNA, something to do with the DNA, and I'm sure this is going to sound crazy, of heritage, to do with the reptilian side, and that's evolution of that. That's what I was saying, seeing this skin and this like sludgy black thing, not as a bad thing, but just as a point in a line to get from A to B, to have gone through that, come out of that. And it was like evolution, like you see the like the salamander thing coming into the frog and its legs. It's that sort of thing of the snake then becoming well, it became a dragon, it flew. So and was very, very beautiful. It evolved, um and that I felt was the shadow, not just of me and heritage and my own, both sides maybe of the family or of family heritage, but of humanity's, because this was like a collective joint mission. Um, and that's what I was sort of seeing, helping each other, holding each energy, and each of the harmonics of the frequency of who we are, of all of these when we find each other, enables us to create a song, and that song in itself is a technology. It's a technology like that it's the angel wing light beings coming together, which is us. And see my beautiful friend, yeah. And it's to do with the Blu-ray harmonics, whatever that is. So obviously I will have to ask for more guidance on that, but that's all I needed to know apparently at the moment. And that I have help, I have support, and that felt good to know. So love and blessings, and thank you for compassionately witnessing my story, my journey. I might actually release this and let it, so people, that's part of me, like being seen and like letting it go, not caring what others think I'm nuts. So anyway, have a beautiful day wherever you are. I hope this resonates with you. If it doesn't, great, it doesn't matter. Just count what doesn't. But have a great day wherever you are.